this lesson, we're going to be learning how to use Xcode Preview. Xcode Preview allows you to see how your app screen is going to be laid out without having to run your code constantly in the simulator. So let me show you. In order to go to the preview, click on the assistant editor at the top here. So once you are in the assistant editor, you want to go to the top here where it says automatic, and then at the bottom here you have the preview. So click on the preview in order to see your screen. The screen that you want to be shown in the preview, you have to select it. So I'm going to select the home screen. So it's now rendered the home screen for me to see how it is going to look on iPhone 7. It says iPhone 7 on the bottom here. If you want to rotate horizontally into portrait, into landscape, you can click on the arrow screen here, or you can just rotate it back. If you want to add a new screen size, you can select the plus button, and I'm going to select the iPhone SE. So as you can see, the iPhone SE doesn't look quite good, or the controls move towards the right. And the reason is because I haven't applied any layout constraint to any of the controls on my scene. So let's add another one. I'm going to add iPhone 7 Plus. So it's always going to add it to the right of it. Now you can see that all the controls are kind of towards the left here. So if you want to see how your controls are going to look, especially when it comes to the size classes and layout constraint, the preview is the best way to do it without having to run your app constantly on these three different simulators. So you see now we don't need to run our app. We can see how it looks like. Let me add a new one. Let me add the iPad Pro 9.7. Oh, see, that doesn't look good. Let's fix it by adding the layout constraints. So I'm going to select all my controls, and let me just pin them all around and give them a fixed height, just a basic layer constraint, and automatically the views are rendered a lot better. So you can see now that they kind of look okay. It looks okay on the iPad. It looks okay on the iPhone 7 Plus. We can make it look better. It looks great on the iPhone SE, and on iPhone 7 it looks quite nice. So you can see we don't need to constantly run this on the simulator. We can just see a preview of how they're going to look. If you want to delete any of these devices here, you can just select it and press the delete key on your keyboard. One thing to keep in mind, which is quite important, is that any of your controls that has its property coming from the code is not going to be rendered. The only thing that will be rendered are any design that you've done on the storyboard. So for example, let me change the background color of these buttons. So I'm going to change the background color of the buttons to the blue color, and I'm going to change the text. Let's just change something like yellow. You can see that automatically it renders them in the preview area, which is quite cool. However, if I run the app, let me run the app so that you can see exactly what the app looks like. You will see that the design time is different from the runtime. So you see the runtime is that the button's background colors is green and the text is white, and that is coming from the code. So you see we have this text here and the IB outlet collection. So that means the button designs are being rendered at the runtime, not at the design time. So that means anything that you see in the preview is what is currently being shown on the storyboard. It's not going to show anything that you have in the code. Thank you.